Welcome to another powerful Women's Spirit interview. This one is an ageless spirit interview. I'm so excited to be here with another special guest, Prema Jane Swearingen. Prema, I always love chatting with you. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Elizabeth. I feel very honored.
It's mutual. I feel very honored to have you speaking on our event and sharing your wisdom and also your light. You're so much fun to have in this community as well. So thank you again. Everyone, if you
Thank
don't know Prema yet, let me introduce her to you. So Prema Jane Swearingen is a transformational coach, biologist, and lifelong spiritual seeker who empowers women to trust themselves, embrace their wisdom, and live with purpose for the greater good. So, Prema, the work that you do when it comes to the greater good, that's where I want to start off with. Um, you're talking about the greater good and what it means to humanity. It's not just about one woman's healing. Like here we are in Women's Spirit Festival, but it's not just about one person's healing, but it's about all. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, I think our culture is very, very stuck in a human supremacist paradigm.
Yeah.
And when we go to a store and we see all the ant killers, all the mouse killers, all the weed killers, what does that tell us about the culture at large? People feel free to kill willy-nilly
Yeah.
with no ramifications.
Yeah.
And the silly thing about it really is who are these poisons affecting as well as who they're hoping they're affecting.
They come around and affect
Yeah,
humans every time as
right.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our planet is in a state we need it needs repair. Let's go back to the beginning. Like, how did you come to care so much about this earth and the planet and its creatures?
Wow. Well, I've always loved nature. I mean, I was always kicking around in streams and playing around in the dirt. And so it's always awe-inspired me in a way, nature. And it wasn't until I lived in the forest for 35 years, spending a lot of time on my own and learning about my immediate neighbors, the caterpillars and mountain lions and snakes and whoever, that I began to see that how everything works together and to appreciate the perfection of all of nature and how we just we don't even think about it. We just, grow up and live in a city and we don't even come across a tree, maybe. We live up 24 stories high in New York City. How much nature do people come in contact with?
Yeah.
So it's a huge paradigm that we're living with. So that became apparent to me. And then when I came across my Tibetan Buddhist teacher, I began to understand how to think about things in a more holistic way, in a more understanding way. So now I'm really into teaching people how to understand creatures and not just swat at them and treat them as a nuisance and spray them and all of this stuff. So it's actually counterproductive if we learn how to be at peace with what's going on, and just as we have a purpose, so every creature has a purpose.
I love what
So
you said in one of your talks about understanding. That woke something up even deeper in me. It was like, right, if we understand that thing, that creature, then we understand its purpose. So tell us more about that, the understanding piece.
yeah, so when we understand that ants aren't there just to torment us in our kitchen and eating our honey and sugar and whatever, then we understand that they have a purpose. Their purpose is not to invade our kitchen. Their purpose is to clean up carcasses. If a carcass is lying in the forest or lying somewhere, an ant will sooner or later find it and start eating it. And with enough ants, they'll do a big job. But also beetles come in, and or maybe the vultures and ravens have come in first. So there's a whole progression and a succession and different creatures have a different piece to play in as nature's scavengers. So ants are no different. They're part of that.
Yeah.
Then also wasps are also a part of the yellow jackets, as we say in the States. So they're part of nature's scavengers too. They have mandibles, little spiky, pointy mouth parts that bite into things. So they have a purpose too, cleaning up carcasses.
Yes.
And
And
if we didn't have
pollinating.
these crews, yeah, that would be quite a mess, I think.
Yeah. Like every part of nature makes sense. I wonder what humans' part is. Like what all of nature, it all makes sense and it's perfect. And then we come in here and we're not we kind of mess it up. Like what is our purpose?
What is our purpose? I think we've lost a sense of that.
Yeah.
I think as a culture in this country and maybe all over the world, certainly the corporate entities have me too, me first
Yeah.
culture, and they're really messing the planet up.
Yes. And
So I would
sometimes even
say,
in the healing culture, it's like me first, me first, me first. I mean, it's everywhere, and it's not like, what about the rest of the planet?
yeah, and we don't think about it. We're acculturated not to think about the whole. We think about each part, each ant, each wasp, you know, maybe that wasp's invading my plate of food outside. If we understand how nature fits together, how all these creatures, all of nature's creatures fit together in a glorious whole, then we can live from that.
Yes. And this is
I
one of the things that you help women to do, even is find their own wisdom, their own purpose. Tell us more about the work, that work that you do.
Well, for myself, I had extreme self-doubt.
Yeah.
So hanging out with Elizabeth, with your sisterhood of wonderful women has moved me hugely just emotionally, and your incredibly encouraging trainings and all of that has really helped me. But also then I've got sorry, I've lost track of the question.
That's totally okay. Like you're what I see you at how you said you were 81 and three quarters, like stepping into a greater purpose. And you also help other women who are in the second half of their lives find their purpose in this era and like
Yes.
live it.
Yes, and I'm a super encourager. That's one of my big strengths. So I'm inviting women to step forward into a new life of being able to assist the planet,
Yeah.
however that looks for them, teaching their grandchildren, maybe teaching kids in their community, whoever, teaching, promoting understanding, really understanding how we can step forward and make a difference in the world, regardless of the prevailing culture. We just step forward ourselves, where we can empower ourselves, and in numbers, we can be powerful, and we are. So I'm inviting people to step forward. People who've finished maybe their first chapter and had to retire because they're X years old, then join me. Join me in my ageless spirit rising movement.
Yes.
We can do this.
It's so powerful and so important. And I think that there's something, I was talking to Patty about this as well. There's something to be said about us learning again to listen to our elders. And
Mm.
how do you feel the difference between, because there are 22-year-olds who are coaches. What's the difference between getting coached by somebody who's 22 and coached by somebody like yourself who's lived life?
Oh, well, obviously there's a big difference because I'm older, so I've had a lot more life experience. I'm not going to knock anyone who's 22 coaching. Everyone
Yeah.
has wisdom, even babies, kids, little people there come off with some amazing advice for their parents or whoever, just really extraordinary people being born these days,
Yeah.
actually.
Everyone has something to offer.
Yeah, yeah. So I would just say that I have decades more experience of life with these people. So I've been
Yeah.
training my intuition and all of that just as I live.
Yeah.
So I would say, I mean,
Experience and perspective.
experience and perspective, right?
Yeah. And you also have training in Buddhism. You have a Tibetan Buddhist background. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, my teacher now no longer with us, but he was an artist, a healer, a Tibetan doctor, amazing, amazing man with hugely respected in the Tibetan community. And he set up this huge center here that I'm in right now. And he explained how having love and compassion towards all beings, all creatures, not to kill anything, it really, really struck me hugely. I'm saying hugely all the time. I'm 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 really, really into the love and compassion side of it. If we don't have love, if we don't have compassion for everyone, where's our understanding of the world?
True.
So I think really that if he taught me anything, it's just the motivation to live harmlessly,
Yeah. Love
right?
and compassion and live harmlessly. How does an average person living in an urban environment do better?
How do they do better? Well, um, well, they can go to a park and sit on a bench and look at the ground and see who's there and learn about who's living in the city. Actually, there are movies of New York City's animals. They're amazing,
So
amazing animals, loads of different kinds of creatures, not just raccoons, but foxes and cockatiels or cockatoos. Some, tropical birds live in air conditioning, ventilation units, keeping warm in the winter.
yeah,
It's amazing what kind of wildlife there is in New York. So if
yeah.
we open our eyes, then we can expand our perspective of life and respect how nature even comes into the cities. I don't know if any of you saw in during COVID how wild animals came into the cities. Fabulous, fabulous movies of alligators walking in them, penguins.
Yeah. The turtles, because the beaches
Yeah,
weren't crowded with people, they were able to nest again.
yeah, capybaras, all kinds of creatures just coming into the cities. So nature is wants to come in and join us, and so I'm inviting people to sit on a park bench, city dwellers, sit on a park bench and see who's there in the nitty gritty. You probably see ants and beetles and whatnot, pill bugs, whoever.
Birds.
Just learn about our environment. Learning about our environment, I think, is mind expanding.
Yeah.
I
And we have so
I
many teachers in here teaching about presence and healing and breath and all these things. But getting out into nature, I think it's one of the greatest healers.
Yeah, great healer, great healer. And then it also promotes our understanding of other creatures living there and watching what they do.
Yes.
How an ant, a tiny ant, can lift something twice its size or whatever it is. I forget the statistics, but ants are absolutely just
They're
little machines.
extraordinary. I love watching them, and sometimes they'll do it together. There'll be two of them carrying something that looks really big. It's like 5 times the
Amazing.
size of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have so much to learn from nature and so many traditions, especially Eastern traditions, learn from nature and then that becomes like their teachings. So,
yeah.
yeah, we can
So
do well to pay attention.
sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
So one important point is that just because we're vegan or vegetarian doesn't mean to say we're not killing anything. So my teacher was supremely compassionate. However, he did eat meat. And in Tibet, it's actually hard to survive if you don't eat meat.
Yeah, there's not much out
What
there.
he explained to us was that when you don't eat meat and you're a vegetarian or a vegan, you think we think when we're vegetarian or vegan that we're not killing anything. He pointed out that when the ground is tilled or plowed, those creatures on top get plowed under, and the creatures living in the earth get plowed up.
Yeah.
So that there is harm there. If you eat, you're creating harm. And so understanding those creatures and praying for them and wishing for all creatures to be find happiness.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've noticed that as well. Like we go through the world and we're creating harm. Like the lights that are in this room come from power that is out in nature, like it's hydro out in nature. Dams are being built, or even if we eat a vegetarian thing, there's a factory that plowed down nature to create that thing and package it and put it in plastic. And sometimes I just feel frozen and like we're just hypocrites. Like even though we love nature, I'm like we're still having an effect every time we drive. Thousands of bugs on the
Yeah,
car.
it's
What
a
do we
huge
do?
deal. Now, what do we do? It's really a huge deal. One of my friends, one of my teachers, she says that she encloses her car in white light when she's driving down the highway, and apparently fewer bugs land on her car. I can't corroborate this. I haven't seen
Well,
any
I'll try
proof.
it out. I'll try it out. Sometimes I can tell when there's been a hatch of something, because I'm like, oh no, drive slower. So we're
And
not, yeah.
but
And
then also praying for them. He's taught us how to pray for these deceased creatures.
yeah.
It's kind of a big deal to do, but our good heart counts for a lot. Good heartedness is hugely important. If we
Hmm.
don't have good heart, then how can we understand? How can we love? How can we be kind? So obviously, the first part of loving and understanding and being kind and compassionate is good heart, our good heart. And
I
most
agree.
of us have good hearts.
That's true. Put heart in the comments if you agree with that, everyone. Put a heart in the comments right now, or the word, write the word heart, because it matters where our heart's at. And we can't get too caught up in like, "Ah, we can't move or we can't breathe." And I I studied in India, and there was a particular ashram where the person he wore a piece of fabric over his mouth because he didn't want to even breathe in a bug ever.
Mm.
So it's like, and he wouldn't move because he could step on one. So he would just sit there like for days, not moving. So that he
Um,
would never harm anything. But we're humans. And here we go through the world. And Prema, this is one of the things that you help the women that you help with is like moving through the world and having that purpose and infusing this care for the planet right into their purpose.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad that you do this work. You have a gift for everyone.
I do. I do. My ageless spirit rising free gift. And if you put age, in the comments, I'll find it and I will contact you, get you my free gift, my ageless spirit rising gift.
Perfect. Put age in the comments, everyone, and Prema will connect with you. The word is age, AGE. Put that in the comments. Prema can connect with you. And then she's also done some amazing talks and a panel as part of Women's Spirit Festival. So you can go and search her name and find those. All you got to do is type it into that search bar that's up at the top of this, and you can dive in deep because these interviews and the panels as well are amazing, but the main event is actually the talks, the workshops, and the transmissions that you get here. So, Prema, tell everybody about what they can expect when they tune in to your talks that are part of Women's Spirit Festival.
Well, my talks are based on four um, tenets in Tibetan Buddhism: love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. Those are called the four immeasurables. And that's how really eminent teachers exist. They pray they pray that all beings will find love and compassion. They always be happy with. They rejoice in their happiness. They love and compassion and joy. They rejoice in others' good fortune, and equanimity is having not a dispassionate but a neutral, so not being swayed by things that we would usually feel are negative. So
Mhm.
just having a spacious sense of mind, a stance of mind that can hold everything without being upset. It's these are all sincerely challenging. So what I did was my first talk was about love and compassion, and I taught about ants and how they have their own job. And then the second talk was about joy and rejoicing, and that's an antidote to jealousy. So I taught about wasps and how we don't understand wasps and we think they're a complete pest. However, they do have a function. So and it's good to honor that. So so rejoicing in the wasps' mission. And equanimity was to do with what was it to do with? Moths, clothes moths. As a child in England, we wore a lot of sweaters,
Yes.
and a lot of them were invaded by clothes moths. So
Yes.
I was teaching about having equanimity towards clothes moths, and teaching the understanding that their actual job, not to eat our sweaters, but is to live near animals' nests, and they eat keratin, which is hair and feathers and skin. So that's their job, is to clean up around animals' nests.
Wow. And they end up in our homes, and we're so tidy that all they want to eat is my wool sweaters.
Yeah,
And sometimes I see the little holes, and my first response is like, "Oh no!" And then I'm like, "Well, I guess they needed food, so I better keep them in a cedar chest if I want them to not eat them."
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. I love these three themes that you've brought, and the three creatures are in each one. So I can't wait to see the other ones because I've seen the first two and really enjoyed that story you told us about the wasps, the story you told us about the chocolate, like all the things. Everyone, you're going to have to go watch the talks if you want to know what I'm talking about. So these are really beautiful. So go ahead and search in that search bar, type in Prema's name. All of her talks will come up and you'll be able to access those. This is what's so beautiful about Women's Spirit Festival, everyone. In your own time, you can dive in deep with the speakers who really call to you. And Prema, you call to me, and I hope to so many women, that we can have a greater purpose, a purpose for the greater good, and we can do really beautiful things truly for the planet. So I'm really glad that you're bringing this work here to everyone. What's some kind of a teaching you could give to everybody today? Like something they can do in their daily lives, something simple that helps them to move forward?
I think just understanding that we are not it, that everything has a purpose, and we have a purpose, and it's not to kill other creatures that have their purpose.
Yeah.
So just holding space for creatures so that they can survive, and not only survive but thrive,
Yes.
I think is hugely important. Understanding that we've been brainwashed into human supremacy.
Yeah.
It's
Thinking we're
it's
the only
really
ones
really a
that
big
matter.
deal. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're not the only ones who matter.
Yeah. And really, that understanding makes me think if we want a planet that is possible to have world peace, it starts with understanding.
Yeah, and
Ants,
not killing.
wasps, other peoples, other cultures and traditions, everything starts with understanding.
Right, and not killing, a commitment to not kill.
Yes.
And it's amazing when we make that commitment to do as best we can. Of course, accidents happen, but to do as best we can to refrain from killing anything, then sometimes what we'll find is we'll be walking along and suddenly we'll get this sort of nit, 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 and then we realize there's an ant train going across the path right in front of us. So we'll go, okay, and then we step over it.
Yes.
You know, we would otherwise not have noticed it and stepped on it.
Yeah. And it seems like a simple thing, everyone. It could be seemed like, oh, now you can't be paranoid to drive or walk, but it's like this one thing, if we do that with ants, then we can do it with all creatures and all humans. And imagine a world where people killing is just not an option. How would our world be different, Prema?
Well, I think it would be a lot happier.
Yeah.
It's
And
people
people
aren't
wouldn't be
happy.
scared.
Yeah, yeah. But I think it's important to understand that we do have to eat meat. Some of us have to eat meat. I don't happen to enjoy eating meat. So I don't, and I don't need to, but other people really do need to. So I don't think we should kill ourselves over what we feel we shouldn't be eating. I think
Yeah.
that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
And when we do eat, I think what my teacher said was, don't eat something that you know who killed it, where it grew. Eat something that's further back from you. It makes less bad juju for us overall. If
Hmm.
we if we like I didn't like eating hamburger because I didn't know how many animals I was involved with. It's a mixture of animals, so that left me feeling very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So, and then another thing I do is I buy bait worms and I let them go in the garden
Oh, I love that.
because they're destined to be killed.
Yep. I always see that driving by like fishing areas. It's like
Yeah,
bait
yeah,
worms.
yeah, not good.
Yes.
So, I mean, if we want to live happily, we need to live and let live.
Yeah.
And as far as we can possibly do that. So,
Yes.
of course, there are unavoidable things, but I'm encouraging people to eat. I mean, for myself, I'd rather eat, if I ate meat, one piece of meat, a piece of meat, rather of one animal,
Yeah.
rather than a mixture of animals in hamburger, or know that the hamburger was made from one animal.
Yes.
Just the
Agree.
less we're involved in the killing of creatures. I don't know if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Just
Absolutely. I know lots of people who are like, they'll get like a local natural raised like wet night, like not some big huge factory farm, but they'll get some like a local naturally raised cow or lamb or something, and they'll just have just that, and they'll survive on it for like a year.
right. And some people can't manage to do that economically. So whatever we can do, whatever step we can take, our intention counts for everything. So when we're kind and kindly motivated, we can, wish that the animal and be grateful to the animal that we're eating or animals, whoever we're eating, and be grateful to them and pray that they find a better life because they've had a connection with us.
Yeah.
We can, the mind is hugely powerful in terms of the good it can do and the harm it can do. So I'm proposing that we do as much good. So
Do as
whatever we
much
can
as
do,
possible.
we should do. And if we can't do much, then we do that much.
Yeah, we do what we can do, and
Yeah.
the kindness in our minds matters. Thanks for that reminder, Prema. Yeah,
A
really
mindset.
beautiful.
Yeah, mindset's key.
Yeah, mindset is absolutely key. If you're feeling inspired by this, everyone, just put something in the comments down below. This is touching your heart and inspiring you. And Prema, tell us what it means, the work that you do with women, what it means to ageless spirit rising.
Ageless Spirit Rising, I came up with that after years of fiddling around with possibilities, and this one's finally landed for me. So, what it means is women are, well, His Holiness the Dalai Lama in 2010 said the world will be saved by the Western woman. So here we are. Why don't we step up? A lot of women retire from their jobs and then they go, well, what's next? Kids are out of the house, husband's, doing fine and everything's good. But I have something to give. What is it? What is it? Where do I fit in into the greater scheme of things now? So I'm inviting people to investigate with me to find clarity in what comes next for us.
Beautiful. Yeah, I love this. A movement of women finding a greater purpose alongside each other. And the word to put in the comments is age. Put age in the comments down below.
Ageless women, ageless spirit rising,
Yeah.
age.
Yeah. All right. I could just sit here and have tea with you all afternoon, but I know that we've got to go. So, Brahma, thank you so much, so
Thank
much for
you.
being here. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. I totally appreciate you. You've done so much for me. I highly recommend Elizabeth Ocean as someone to learn from. She is just delightful and hugely well informed and well practiced in what she teaches.
Thanks, Brahma. That means so much to me. Let's leave the audience off with final words of wisdom from you.
Goodness. Um, Trust in our good heart. Trust the good heart that we have. That's what's going to change the world. The love, the kindness, the compassion. Trust it. And we can't go wrong, really.
Thank you. Trust in your good hearts, everyone. Put the word trust in the comments down below. If you have loved this, put thank you in the comments. That's how we give Prema a round of applause for being here and for giving her good heart to all of us. It's been such a joy. Prema, again, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I'm feeling very honored.
Me too. And everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you all for being the best part of Women's Spirit Festival. Remember to press that invite button. Invite your sisters, your friends, your grandmothers, your mothers, your aunties, your cousins, your daughters. Like, invite women into this group. We are creating a movement of women who are rising together in their health, their wellness, and their healing, and their consciousness and their purpose. So we're doing good things here. So again, everyone, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.